Hey everyone, this is your Sally coach, and today we will be doing the Atbash Cipher. Now, this is going to be a short lesson on how to do the Atbash Cipher because it's one of the easiest ciphers to learn. Plus, it's very low points, so some people they do it at the start, maybe at the end, but I recommend doing it at the very end so you don't have too much time to solve a real cipher, such as like an aristocrat, maybe a porta, possibly a nihilist, but instead you can solve one of these, and it's very low points to get just a few. Now, if you don't get to the Atbash cipher or you forget to do it, it's okay because the time question is already going to give you this extra points if you finish it in less than 10 minutes, the first aristocrat. But I still advise that you do the Atbash cipher at least at the very start or at the very end, just so that you can get these easy 70 80 points. Now we're going to do a couple practice problems, maybe 3 or 4, just so that we can get the hang of it, and I'll walk you through on how to do a step-by-step guide and how to solve an Atbash cipher. So let's get into it. Alright, so with the Atbash cipher, we can see that A goes to Z, Z goes to A, and it's really just backwards ciphers. So with this one, you only need to memorize pretty much half of it. From end to end, you can just split it in half, and now it's just the same exact. L goes to O, O goes to L, and so on. So you need to remember 13 letters and what they go back to. Now, you don't have to memorize it because we do have the resource sheet while we're solving the test, but I say that it's easier so that you don't need to go back, flip through it, and maybe your partner on the test needs to use the resource sheet as well. So memorizing this Atbash alphabet is very useful so that you can save much more time and you don't need to waste time looking at these letters. So let's now start with filling out the cipher. We have H in ciphertext going to S in plain text. So it's going to be S, then C, I, E, N, C, and E. Now this cipher is very straightforward as we're just going to be filling it out as the table says. Now this cipher is also very short, so we should be solving this in less than a minute, probably just a couple of seconds, maybe 30 maximum. It's a little bit hard to do as we are on computer, but if this was in person with a paper test, we should only be spending maximum 45 seconds on a cipher like this. So I'd say practice it just enough so that you can memorize the alphabet and so that you can also do it within 1 minute. And after that, there should be no more practicing this as this is one of the easier ciphers, and spend more time learning things such as aristocrats, maybe other ciphers like Baconians or cryptorhythms. But yeah, please do not spend too much time on learning this one as it's very straightforward and you can pretty much figure this out in the middle of the test if you have to, but just know the most important parts. So now we have U to F. I mean, some of these words are just repeating, like GSL, same one as up here, those, again with who, and then K, N, O, W. So that one really only spent like probably 50 seconds on, which makes sense because it's just 72 points. So please, if you have the time, make sure to finish this at the very end. I will also be linking a Quizlet down below in the comments so that if you do want to memorize this using just like a small Quizlet, you can use this. So let's get on to the next practice problem. Okay, so this is going to be our second problem for the Atbash cipher, and this one says, solve this quote from Jason Fagone, which has been encoded with the Atbash cipher. So back when we first started, we can see that the first one was 72 points, and this one is also 72 points. Again, very short amount of points and barely anything, so we could just solve this at the end or start. It only takes a couple of minutes, a couple of seconds, sorry about that, maybe up to 50 seconds, so let's get on with it. This one says T and then O, R. What's next? We have V encoding to E, D, really, like, no, live, a life, again. which one is this? U to F, life in SEARCHOF. This is KNOWLE, knowledge, and this one's YOU, and then you must, ADMI, admit, D to W, so that's going to be W right here, WH, when you are wrong. Alright, so now that we're done with this one, we can see that this one says, to really live a life in search of knowledge, you must admit when you are wrong. So before we move on to the third practice problem, I just want to show that these words like you, are, possibly the, and I guess those words may be a and in. Well, those are only two letters, so it can't be too bad. But whenever you see words like you and then are, you should remember the order of it, like Z, I, V, and B, L, F. It's really useful. We're going to see in the next ones that these are pretty occurring. Are, you, the, all of them, they're pretty common, like G, S, V, that's the, so we should look out for those. Now let's get on to the third practice problem. Alright, so this is going to be our last problem for the Atbash Cipher, so let's get started. This one says, solve this quote from Lawrence Stern, which has been encoded with the Atbash Cipher. So we can see that R is going to go to I, M to N. We're just going to go down the line. Solitude. And back, what I said before, the GSV is going to go to THE. I'm going to go down and down. This is going to be N, I, W does go to D, the mind. T goes to G. Okay. It's going to be ST, and strength, I'm guessing. Strength, yeah. It's going to be A and D. Another word that you should look out for, LEA, learns to, which one's this? Lean. U, K is going to go to P. Lean upon itself. So that one was also very short. It didn't take too long. And again, it's always going to be around 70-80 points, as you can see right here. So thank you for listening, and I will be linking a Quizlet down in the comments sooner or later. I'm not sure when this is going to drop out, but whenever I do post it, be sure to look through it just in case you want to know how to learn the Atbash Cipher fast and easy. So thank you for listening, and make sure to subscribe.